Hey guys, what's up? My name's Todd, and today we are playing a little bit of Call of Duty Black Ops on the map Hanoi. Hanoi is honestly one of my favorite maps from the original set that came out when the game released. I do pretty well on it normally. I like that it's flat, and the lines of sight are really cool, and it usually lends itself well to some of the guns that I normally use, the SMGs, so there's a lot of close quarters engagements. Because of all the corners and rooms and stuff like that. So typically I do pretty well on this, although I've had some pretty garbage games. Today I'm actually using the Commando, and I'm kind of messing around. I've been messing around with different guns that I normally don't, because past couple weeks I've had a friend over, and he's been staying with me, and during that time we've just been prestiging, leveling as much as we can, and I've been using everything different. For this, the only way that I could really review this death is to slow it down and just look how long it took me to aim down sight. I mean, he was definitely in sight. It was the focus of my my attention, because there's not really much else to look at. And for deaths like that, I mean, the only way that you can really critique yourself is, I mean, for one, it's definitely my fault that I died there. But just, I guess, being a little more alert and a little more ready to pull up the sights, and maybe you can avoid deaths like that. But not all deaths are really avoidable. I mean, you can kind of make decisions that will help you in that. Like right here, I mean, I hear the call out for the RC car, and normally what I do, I'm pretty good at avoiding these things lately. I'll jump, like I should have jumped up on the median there where the grass is, to avoid the car, and just hung out until either I hear the explosion or see the RC get a kill in the kill feed. I usually am pretty good at that, but in that case, I'm in sprint mode. I was in kind of like, not tilt, but just ready to get back into fighting since I had just died. That was almost a death review. Those knives, man, they get you good. But the Commando's pretty amazing gun. Like, I don't normally use the assault rifles. The only time I usually do is when I'm using the FAMAS. Although lately I've been kind of messing around with the Commando, the AK-47. I think I have a G11 game that I'm going to be putting up here soon, which is a gun that I didn't really think I would like, although I should have, because I used the 3-round burst FAMAS in Modern Warfare 2 almost exclusively. Excuse me, when I wasn't using the UMP. I'd usually switch between that and the FAMAS. I don't know. Oh yeah, here's me trying to avoid that explosion unnecessarily. But yeah, the 3-round burst guns in this, I just have had like almost no luck, and I think a lot of it is to do with the weapon damage compared to Modern Warfare 2. Like, you put a 3-round burst in somebody from pretty much any distance, they're going to die. In this, you can tag them like in this space, like in this room. I can tag somebody with a 3-round burst, get the hit marker sounds, and not get a kill, which is super discouraging, especially if you die in that process. You're like yelling at your TV, what? I totally got hit markers on that guy. Or it's even worse when you get multiple hit markers and no results. So I kind of shied away from the 3-round burst weapons in Black Ops. From the sounds of it, the damage is a little closer to stomping power Modern Warfare 2 in Modern Warfare 3. So if that's the case, maybe I'll pick up a 3-round burst weapon again and kind of mess around with it. I hope that's the case. I'm looking forward to the game, and I'm definitely I'm in the mood for that gameplay without one-man army, Commando, and similar nonsense. So what you have to do is just kind of utilize cover, I guess, and your surroundings a little bit better in this. And here's kind of a poor choice of engagement. Now, if you look back, you can see I'm using cover, but you can see about a third, maybe half of my body. And if we take a look and pan back over to his section, the well is actually a lot better cover, and you can just see his shoulders and head and for me, it was just too tough of a shot. Now, I've killed people, you know, a few times from here, but I guess the results at this point are a little more inconsistent than what I'd like them to be. And more than likely just not going to post up on that slot. If I see people taking position behind the well, I'll just bail on the fight, which is what I should have done. But I wasn't totally sure if he was going to be aiming toward me, and I was going to see if I could get a hit marker or two. And sometimes it's like if they're hanging out in that kind of a spot, and you're getting hit markers, you're hitting their head and shoulders, so they're going to die really, really fast. Which is funny. I mean, I have a couple friends that just don't use cover, and they always, their mentality is that if they're behind cover, that the only thing they're hitting is their head anyway, so they're gonna kill them, which is terrible, by the way. Don't use that kind of logic or technique, or strategy, I guess is probably the better word. Here's a feeding frenzy for me, but sometimes doing all the right things isn't the best. You know, I killed the two guys. I think I got a hit marker on this guy as he ran by. I jumped down into a drop shot position, and if you look at my hand, he tagged me with the Simtex arrow a little too quick, but I ended up killing him, which I was happy with. But at the same time, kind of bummed, because that was like a free 3 kills that I just kind of walked into to rebuild on a, you know, continuing my momentum. But oh well, no biggie. So, the perks I actually am running around with are my usual. Oh, and this, you know, this spot is really popular. You have this line of sight going up the steps here, and I don't know if I can avoid that death without being the most cautious, never moving person ever. You know what I mean? I mean, sure, you can avoid your deaths. You can avoid all deaths, really. If you are just ridiculously cautious and don't move, and you know what I mean. But for a death like that, there's not really a lot I can do. This death, I guess, I don't know. I felt like I was doing what I could. My aim is a little off. Maybe if I knifed instead, you know, there's a couple things I could do there. Some of those situations, I always go for the gun as opposed to the knife. And maybe I need to train myself a little bit better. I do get payback on it, but that's always good. But yeah, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my own death was the perks that I'm using are my normal, you know, sleight of hand, scavenger, and the marathon all pro. I'm just kind of messing around here because normally when I get good games, I end up kind of booting them and getting poor finishes because I find something like that distracts me, and I'm like, I'm already ahead, I'm just gonna mess around now. You can see me running around. I think I would have killed that guy that I was initially on if the other dude wasn't there. So I had to look in theater mode and take a peek because I was like really curious if there's a way that I could have come out of that on top. And you know, I'm not trying to give myself false credit, but I think I could have killed that dude with the knife. Here, have that. Man, I'm getting really close to this RC car, and eventually it gets me. Another set of kind of, I don't know if it's bad decision making or just luck and randomness. I mean, he misses me there with the car. He misses me on that side with the car. I actually tried to shoot it using cover with the box. I was hoping he would detonate it prematurely on the other side, and I would get away with you know, using it as cover or like a blast shield, but it didn't work. Oh well. But yeah, the perk loadout actually worked out pretty well with this gun and this map. Now, I don't know if I would always use it with that setup, but it seemed to work on this. Anymore, I'm just always using marathon. This kill should have been censored for our younger viewers because I do some questionable things to this man's backside. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I did a death review, and I thought, you know, I need to get back on this. It's been like a month, actually. I've been doing live commentaries and some Crisis. So I got a couple more games I'll end up posting that do the death review. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. I really appreciate you watching. And yeah, take it easy, guys.